5 serious and potentially world-ending problems that no one is talking about. Humanity is at threat from these 5 major problems, including artificial intelligence, AI, bioengineered diseases, the death of the sun. Could these threats spell the end of the world? Below replacement fertility levels. While underdeveloped countries in Africa face the threat of unsustainable population growth and limited resources, many wealthy nations have the opposite problem, a declining population that could pose a threat to the future of humanity. In 2016, there were 106 nations, just over half listed by the CIA World Factbook, that were below replacement level fertility, meaning that they are not producing enough newborns to replace a previous generation. In developed countries, an average fertility rate of at least 2.1 births per woman is needed to keep population numbers stable. But in countries such as Germany, Japan, South Korea, an average birth rate is just 1.4 children per woman. In the UK, that number grows slightly to 1.89, still well below the amount needed. Birth rates are at unsustainable levels in many developed countries. In the 20th century, the European population quadrupled from 1.6 billion to 6.1 billion. The Earth's population, not Europe's, the Earth's population, from 1.6 billion to 6.1 billion as a result of high fertility and low death rates. But during the past 50 years, the average birth rate has halved due to the widespread introduction of contraception and the trend of women entering the workforce and postponing having children. Joseph Carmi, former director of the United Nations Population Division, says that there could be enormous social, economic, and environmental consequences for the planet if the trend of below replacement fertility continues. The consequence includes a population that is both aging and decreasing, and fewer people available to enter the workforce, build shelter, and provide food. Humans getting less intelligent. A top geneticist has claimed that humans are getting steadily less intelligent. Gerald Crabtree of Stanford University believes that if an ancient Greek of average smartness was transported to modern times, he or she would rank among the cleverest people on Earth. His speculative theory of human intelligence is based on the idea that natural selection favored the smartest of our ancestors. Mr. Crabtree explains a hunter-gatherer who did not correctly conceive a solution for providing food or shelter probably died, along with his or her progeny, whereas a modern Wall Street executive that made a similar conceptual mistake would receive a substantial bonus and be a more attractive mate. Clearly, extreme selection is a thing of the past. A top scientist believes humans are less intelligent now than in ancient Greek times, he said. And he admits that this theory is one that needs testing, and has said that he would happily see it proved wrong. While falling intelligence might not doom humanity by itself, it could leave us vulnerable to other threats such as superintelligent AI. Over the third of Britons believe that the rise of artificial intelligence poses a threat to long-term survival of humanity. A YouGov survey of the British Science Association finds companies like Google, Facebook are plowing millions into developing computers capable of cognitive functions. Today's machines are already capable of calculating equations faster than the best human mind, holding conversations and beating world chess champions. Some believe we're fast approaching the singularity, the point at which AI overtakes humanity and civilization changes beyond recognition. It's thought that full AI computers that are able to replicate human consciousness and reproduce by themselves could pose a threat to our continued existence. Professor Stephen Hawking has said that AI could either be either the best or the worst thing ever to happen to humanity. We do not know which. Now, speaking at the opening of a new AI research center at Cambridge University, he warned that while the technology could bring benefits, it would also bring disasters, dangers, like powerful autonomous weapons or new ways for the few to oppress the many. He said it will bring a great disruption to our economy And in the future, AI could develop a will of its own that is in conflict with ours. Bioengineered diseases. Throughout history, humanity has come under threat for diseases such as Ebola and bubonic plague and HIV, but in the future, bioengineered diseases could decimate the world's population. Amateur biohackers can access tools to edit the genes of diseases and other life forms freely online, leading to fears that terrorists could cook up deadly new viruses. Professor John Parrington of Oxford University has warned, who knows what will happen in the future? There's some disquiet among a security service about where this is all leading, as you might imagine, he says. And then we have the problem of our dying sun. By far the surest threat to humanity's existence is the death of our sun. Like all stars, the sun has a limited lifespan. When it has used up all of its hydrogen fuel in around 1 billion years, its core will begin to contract and its outer layer expand to create a red giant. This red giant will eventually swallow up Mercury, Venus, and Earth. But before that, the Earth is still under threat. In about 1 billion years, the sun's luminosity will increase by around 10%, scorching our Earth and leaving it as an uninhabitable steam bath. By this time, the habitable zone where liquid water can exist on a planet's surface will have moved further out, and Mars might possibly have transformed into a habitable planet. Eventually, Mars will also be baked by the sun, leaving dwarf planets such as Pluto as our last hope. This is by Reese Smith on Express UK, Unbended Reality. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.